I noticed something about a colleague once. Every meeting, every conversation, every interaction, people trusted him immediately. Not after weeks of proving himself, not after years of showing up consistently, immediately. New clients, strangers, people who had never met him. Within minutes, something shifted in how they talked to him. They leaned in, they opened up, they took his word for things without needing evidence. I spent a long time trying to figure out what he had. It wasn't charisma in the traditional sense. He wasn't the loudest person in the room. He wasn't particularly funny or charming. He just had something. And after studying the psychology of trust for a while, I finally understood what it was. In this video, I'm breaking down the psychology of people everyone instantly trusts, what they do differently, why it works, and how to build it. Let's get into it. First, what trust actually is. Before the specific traits, you need to understand what trust actually is at a psychological level. Most people think trust is built over time, through repeated interactions, through proven reliability. And that's true for deep trust. But instant trust, the kind that happens in minutes, works differently. Research in social psychology shows that the human brain makes trust assessments within the first few seconds of an interaction. Not consciously, automatically. Your nervous system is constantly scanning. Is this person safe? Do their words match their body? Are they here for me or for themselves? And it answers those questions before your conscious mind has processed a single sentence. Instant trust isn't about what you say. It's about what your entire presence communicates before you say anything. Trait number 1, they make you feel like the most important person in the room. Not through flattery, not through performance, through attention. The person everyone instantly trusts gives you their full attention in a way that's become genuinely rare. They don't check their phone while you're talking. They don't scan the room for someone more interesting. They don't formulate their response while you're still mid-sentence. They're just here, completely. And that quality of attention does something specific to the person receiving it. It communicates, you matter to me right now. Not in a transactional way. Not because I need something. Just because you're here, and you're speaking, and I'm listening. Psychologists call this unconditional positive regard, a concept developed by Carl Rogers. The experience of feeling accepted and valued without conditions. Most people have almost never felt it. So when they encounter someone who offers it, even briefly, the response is immediate and deep. They open up, they relax, they trust. Not because they decided to, because their nervous system told them it was safe. Trait number 2, their words and body match. This is one of the most powerful trust signals, and one of the least conscious. When someone's words and body language are aligned, when what they're saying matches how they're carrying themselves, the brain registers congruence. And congruence feels like truth. Think about what the opposite feels like. Someone says, I'm totally fine with that, but their jaw tightens slightly. Someone says, I'm not angry, but something in their voice is clipped. You can't always name it, but you feel it. And that feeling, that subtle misalignment, registers in your nervous system as, something here doesn't add up. I don't fully trust this. The person everyone trusts instantly doesn't trigger that alarm. Not because they're performing calm, because they actually are calm. Their body says what their words say. Their tone matches their message. Their face reflects what they're actually feeling. That alignment, that absence of subtle contradiction, is one of the clearest signals of psychological safety a human being can broadcast. Trait number 3, they don't need anything from you. This one is subtle, but it might be the most important. Most interactions have an undercurrent of need. The person trying to impress you needs your admiration. The person being overly agreeable needs your approval. The person talking too much needs you to think well of them. You can feel that need, even when it's never stated, even when the person doesn't know they're broadcasting it. And need, in an interaction, creates a specific kind of pressure. It puts you in the position of having to give something, your approval, your validation, your time, whether you want to or not. And that pressure, however subtle, makes you slightly less open, slightly more guarded, slightly less trusting. The person everyone instantly trusts has a different energy entirely. They don't need you to like them. They don't need the conversation to go a particular way. They don't need your validation to feel okay about themselves. They're just here, present, interested, but not needy. And that absence of need creates the most counterintuitive dynamic in human psychology. The less someone needs from you, the more you want to give them. Trait number 4, they're consistent in every room. Trust requires predictability, not boring predictability, not robotic consistency, but the deeper kind. The sense that this person is the same whether you're watching or not. The person everyone instantly trusts doesn't have a public version and a private version. They don't become someone different when the stakes change, when the audience changes, when it would be more convenient to be someone else. They're just themselves, in every room, in every situation, under every kind of pressure. Psychologists call this integrity, not in the moral sense, but in the structural sense. Integrated, whole, the same throughout. And when you encounter someone like that, someone whose character doesn't seem to shift depending on who's watching, something in you relaxes because you know what you're dealing with. You know that what you're seeing now is what you'll get tomorrow. And that predictability, that quiet, unglamorous consistency, is the foundation of all real trust. Trait number 5, they admit what they don't know. This one surprises most people. You'd think admitting uncertainty would make someone less trustworthy. It does the opposite. Research by psychologist Elliot Aronson, known as the pratfall effect, found that people who occasionally show vulnerability or imperfection are actually perceived as more likable and trustworthy than those who seem flawless. Because flawlessness triggers suspicion. When someone never admits uncertainty, never says, "I don't know," never acknowledges a mistake, your brain quietly asks, what are they hiding? Why is everything always so perfect? Is this real? The person everyone trusts instantly does something different. When they don't know something, they say so. When they're wrong, they acknowledge it simply. When they're uncertain, they name it. I'm not sure about that. Let me find out. I got that wrong. Here's what I should have said. Honestly, I don't have a confident answer on this one. That honesty, that willingness to be imperfect out loud, communicates something deeply reassuring. This person isn't performing. What I'm seeing is real. And real is trustworthy in a way that polished and perfect never quite can be. Trait number 6, they make you feel safe being honest. This is the deepest trait and the hardest to describe, but you felt it. There are people you edit yourself around. People you can't quite tell the truth to, not because they'd punish you, but because something in the dynamic makes full honesty feel risky. And then there are people you tell things to that you hadn't planned to say, where the honest answer comes out before you've had a chance to think about it, where you finish a sentence and think, I don't usually say that. The person everyone instantly trusts creates that second environment, not through anything dramatic, through small, consistent signals. They don't react with judgment when you say something imperfect. They don't make you feel stupid for not knowing something. They don't use what you share against you later. They respond to honesty with more honesty, not with correction, not with performance, not with one-upmanship, just with openness. And people can feel that safety before they've consciously identified it. It's why they tell you things they didn't plan to. It's why the conversation goes somewhere real instead of staying on the surface. It's the invisible quality that makes someone feel like a safe place. And safe places are where trust lives. Putting it all together, here's the truth that connects all 6 traits. Instant trust isn't built through technique. It's built through the absence of threat. The person everyone trusts immediately doesn't trigger your nervous system's alarm. They make you feel seen through real attention. They feel congruent because their body matches their words. They don't need anything from you, so there's no hidden pressure. They're the same in every room, so you know what you're dealing with. They admit what they don't know, so you know they're not performing. And they make you feel safe being honest, so something in you opens up without deciding to. None of these are techniques. None of them can be faked consistently. They're the natural result of a person who has done the internal work, who is genuinely secure, genuinely present, and genuinely not performing.
And the world responds to that the way it always has, with immediate, instinctive, completely involuntary trust. Quick question. Which of these 6 traits do you think you naturally have? And which one do you think you're still building? Drop 2 numbers in the comments, the one you have and the one you need. And if you want to understand how to build the kind of presence that makes people trust and respect you without trying, watch this next. 7 habits of men who are respected without trying. Because trust and respect are built the same way, from the inside out. See you there.